Hey, I'm on a journey to make 30K just from my TikTok views. This is 21 days to 30K as a TikTok creator. All right, here we are, and we got some fun stuff to talk about. So today I'm going to quickly talk about what we made since yesterday. It was more than I expected. Not a ton, but more than expected. I'm also going to talk about some other things that are coming down the pipeline when it comes to what I'm doing during this challenge. And also, I want to give you guys a tip today about how to create good, effective, monetizing content on TikTok yourself. So let's get right into it. Looking at my notes, you might remember that we broke the $4,200 mark as of yesterday. If I pull up the screenshot now, I looked at my stats this morning. We are now at $4,507 and change, which is a net increase of almost $300. We're looking at $283 and change. So that performed better than what I expected from yesterday. And if you might recall, if you watched the previous video, that is because the reason why I wasn't anticipating a huge increase today was because out of the 2 or 3 slots that I typically post in a day on TikTok, one of those slots was taken up by a brand deal that I posted, and sponsored posts are not eligible for rewards when it comes to the creative program. So despite me having one less slot, we still did about what our daily average is. So that's really cool. All right. So, and the thing about the thing coming down the pipeline that I have is I did one brand deal yesterday. I have 2 that are in the works that are probably going to be posted over the course of the next couple weeks. One is coming here actually in a few days. And then another one not long after that. And then I'm actually negotiating a 3rd brand deal on top of those 2 deals that we're going to see what happens. So that is going to be something that we will be accounting for when it comes to the rewards we get from the TikTok creativity program. But that's something just to expect. The one video that I did post yesterday that I made the comment on my last video, I wasn't sure how we were going to do. At the time that I recorded the day 6 video, it was showing, I think it was, I'm forgetting now, but I think it was around 120 or 150,000 views. Waking up today, I just checked it a minute ago, and that video has broke 500,000 views. So a lot of the rewards that we're seeing from today definitely is from that video, in addition to the other videos that are trending, and those videos are from my series. So that's really surprising. At that pace, this video probably will hit 1 million views. I shouldn't say probably, but there's a good chance it'll hit 1 million views. Usually if it hits the $500,000 mark, 500,000 view mark rather, if it hits that within a day or two, then I've noticed I can usually expect a video like that to hit 1 million views within a week or so. So that'll be exciting to have that kind of in our back pocket in addition to the other videos we're continuing to post. So here's the thing I wanted to share as far as a tip today. I was thinking about even just in the last week that I've been doing this challenge, I've been much more intentional and much more thoughtful about my analytics. And that's something, even though I have 360,000 followers, I get anywhere between 10 to 40 million views a month. Analytics is honestly something that I do not pay much attention to. I'm curious a little bit, but in looking at what is working, when I look at it through the lens of trying to earn rewards through the creative program, there's been a lot of things I've learned just even the last few days that are pretty significant. So what I wanted to talk about today, as far as a tip goes, is how can you, if you're interested in following suit and maybe trying to attempt something like this based on what I'm doing or what you're seeing other people do, how would you go about that? So my tip today is kind of a general tip around creating content in short form video form. This could certainly work for Instagram Reels, Facebook, YouTube Shorts, but I'm a TikTok creator, so I'm going to look at it specifically through the lens of TikTok and what my experience has been. How do you create good content that gets engagement, that gets views, that resonates with people, all those sorts of things? So here's the tips. If you look throughout the marketplace and you were to ask a lot of creators on TikTok what their strategy is, the common responses are follow trends, use trending sounds, create a video that's part of a trend, things like that. So a big trend that comes to my mind as an example was the Mika vocal challenge, where you layered multiple harmonies on top of your voice and did a video. I can be brown, I can be blue, I can be violet sky. That video, right? And Will Ferrell did it with Ryan Reynolds. Like that trend blew up huge, right? Super cool. I love that trends like that happen. But in my opinion, following trends doesn't get you followers for the reasons you want. And that's what I'm discovering. I know people that, and it's funny too, the people that have some sort of a following, maybe 100,000, 200,000 followers, they're the ones giving that kind of advice. But in my opinion, if you want to get big and grow big, don't follow trends. Because what happens is trends will get you to those 100,000 or 200,000 followers, perhaps, and maybe get you even, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 views, perhaps, right? I don't know because I don't follow trends, so I don't have any personal experience with that. But the thing that gets you and gets those people to 100,000, 200,000 followers is not the things that gets you to north of 400,000, 500,000. I'm about to break the $400,000 mark. If I keep going the way I'm going, I think I've gained roughly 30 to 35,000 followers in the last 10 days, give or take. So if I keep following that trend, I'm going to hit 400,000 pretty quick, and even 500,000 within possibly a month or two. Sounds crazy, but I've done it before. The things that get you there is not following trends. Okay. And everyone's going to tell you to follow trends to get in on the conversation. It depends on what your goals are and how much you care and what's important to you. But if you want to do what all the big creators are doing, I wouldn't say follow trends. You never see the big creators on TikTok. You don't see them doing trends. Maybe a trending sound, but I don't see very many videos that are following a trend at all. So that's something to keep in mind. And I'm going to give you an example here in a minute, but let's follow through on the tip. So in addition to not following trends, if you're not going to follow trends, what is it that you do? And what that is, this is what I advise people. I was just on a podcast a couple weeks ago that I talked about it there. You want to be original. You want to be authentic. You want to be vulnerable. Be willing to be your best self in creating your content. Because then you attract the right people for the right reasons. So, and that's just one piece of the equation, right? So you have to have good camera work to some extent. You have to understand, like the psychology behind what viewers are looking for, what they want, what engages with them, what catches their eye, what makes them stay. There's a whole other ball game of those things, right? But in terms of, in its bare essence, what you can do, be authentic, be original, be genuine, be vulnerable, okay? All the big creators, that's what they're doing. They're doing their own thing that they love and enjoy doing, okay? And that's the thing that I've learned since becoming a creator on TikTok is just how much being entertaining is important as well. All my good, highest performing videos are focused on entertainment first. I would like to say fairly good at incorporating some sort of information or educational piece into the entertainment as well, but the entertainment has to come first. There is very rarely, I think just off the top of my head, of all the videos that I would have had what I would consider to be viral, so north of 1 million views, all the videos I've done, with the exception of one that reached that milestone, all of them were entertaining. And I've talked about the one video that did hit millions of views. It was because it was a very polarizing, very sensitive topic. And so that it went viral for that reason. So that's something to keep in mind as well. You have to be entertaining first. So the trick is, how do you be entertaining but still get whatever your brand and your message across is, right? That's the trick. So that'll be another tip at some point probably. But the way I look at it is, if you're not familiar, go look up companies like the Harmon Brothers I forgot what they're called. Let's call them the Harmon Brothers. And there's another company I can't. But there are these two ad agencies where they create content for advertising. And so Harmon Brothers, those were the guys that did, if you guys are familiar with like Purple Mattress, when they did the egg drop test and it was Goldilocks doing it right, there is your example of entertainment first, but still getting your brand message across, right? So from a marketing perspective, entertainment first, but still you sell the product, you sell And the product can be anything. It can be an actual product. You can be the product. Your content can be the product, right? Whatever it is, you sell it through the entertainment. Okay. So hope that makes sense. So kind of switching gears in terms of a tip, how that goes. Don't game the system either. So I already talked about don't do trends. Don't game the system either. And what I mean by that is, I've touched on this before. People were trying to get views and follows and things like that from the 7-second hack, which is you create a video that's only 7 seconds long. And when it ends, it's not immediately apparent. And so the video refreshes after 7 seconds and starts over again. And the viewer doesn't know right away that the video started over, because most people, while 7 seconds is about how long everyone's attention span is, most people are expecting the video to be more than 7 seconds long. So it counts as another view. And then, you get more views based on that. While it works, and I have done some 7-second videos before that have I've gotten decent views off of some of them, anywhere in the range from 50,000 to say 500,000 views, maybe even more. But that might get you a lot of views and get you a lot of followers. But if your goal is to monetize off of TikTok, then that's not the way to do it. And I don't care if it's monetizing through the creative program, which is what I'm doing, if it's doing brand deals, if it's trying to sell a product. The 7-second hack doesn't work for that, in my opinion. There might be exceptions, but generally people don't want to feel burned when they realize the video starts over. So avoid gaming the system as well. Okay, now I want to get into the example. Okay, so keep in mind everything I just told you about having quality content, being original, being authentic, being vulnerable, things like that. I don't know how much you are on TikTok if you're watching this, but a great example of a great creator, in my opinion, one of my favorites, is Call Me Chris. And I'm going to do something that I haven't done up until this point, which is show you my screen, and we're going to talk about some things here. So let me switch over to my screen, and let's pull over Call Me Chris. Okay, I'm pulling over a screenshot. So here is a screenshot of Call Me Chris's account. You're not seeing that. She's a verified creator, 49 million views, 2.2 billion with a B, billion likes. Okay, Chris, what she does is basically skits without exception. And I think maybe she's done some brand deals, but they are few and far between. And what I love about Call Me Chris is everything I just described before. She's authentic, she's genuine, she's definitely vulnerable. All of her videos are super entertaining, they're super funny. And what I love about her is she's humble on top of it all, right? She just has fun, and she does some funny things with her friends and things like that. Okay, so 49 million views. Chris, without exception, almost without exception, I shouldn't say that, but almost without any exception, every video she posts, and obviously part of her following contributes to this, but every video she posts gets over 1 million views, if not multiple millions. Okay, so I just took a screenshot here. Let's talk about what Chris is doing from a creator and a monetization perspective. I don't know how she's monetizing TikTok to an extent, but you can best be sure that all of her videos are definitely 1 minute long, and it's quality content and people stick. So what I wanted to do here is we're going to pull up my calculator. This is something I want to aspire to. If I'm doing this challenge now at 360,000 followers, this could be a fun challenge to do again down the road when maybe I have 1 million followers. Who knows? All right. So I took a screenshot here of her profile and all the views. So you can see this screenshot, without exception, at least over 1 million views. Okay. Let's do the math here. 2.5. Okay. And I just fast forwarded this so you can get the whole number. 65.7 million views in one screenshot. And this woman has tons of millions of views and content beyond this. Okay. So let's do the math here. So I'm going to multiply 65.7 times 1 million times 1, 2, 3. All right, divide that by the 1,000 to account for the per mil view. So she's at 65,000. I don't even want to see this. Okay, we're going to multiply this by my average, which is 78 cents. So if I do that, so from this block here, and this isn't within a month. Okay, this is lifetime on all these videos you see here. Okay. but $51,000 is what she presumably has made from just these videos you see here on screen. If that is not something to aspire for, I don't know what is. Okay, so let's go back to my cam here. So think about what that could, and the thing about Chris, you guys, think about Call Me Chris, is she is not doing anything. She's doing something well, but what she's doing is not complicated. It's simple. She's perfected it, but it's simple. It's just skits. She doesn't even she uses props, but it's not, as far as I can see in any video I've ever seen her done, she doesn't have any crazy props. She doesn't have any crazy, nothing expensive or complicated in any of her skits. They're just funny. They're just entertaining. And she has a massive following because of it. Okay. So again, massive thing to aspire for if you're following me with the intention of maybe learning how to do this for yourself. I am not as cute or as funny or as, my creativity doesn't come out in doing skits like that. And frankly, no one wants to see a 36-year-old guy doing skits like this. Maybe there's someone, I don't know, but she does it very well. Okay. So that's that. So there's the tip. Be original, be creative, be authentic, be vulnerable. If you want inspiration, Call Me Chris, search for her on TikTok. She's an excellent example of who to follow for inspiration. And actually, that was one other thing I was going to point out. Here's what she has been able to achieve. One of her, I shouldn't say a more recent video, but this is a video I saw of hers, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago, and I just loved it. I don't know all the details, but she was kind of trolling Nickelback online throughout social media and things like that. And it was probably all in fun. I don't know. But Nickelback was doing a filming for a music video somewhere nearby her, basically invited her to do a collab with them, or she invited them or something like that. But bottom line is she got to do a collaboration, be in the same room with, and do a skit with the band members of Nickelback. Now, their music aside, which is a whole other conversation, which I won't get into, but crazy things can happen. So for me, again, taking that idea and just applying it to myself to show you what's possible for someone with my level of following, with my level of engagement and views and things like that. I am, because of TikTok, I've been invited by a literary agency. They basically came to me and said, if you write a book, let us sell it to the publishers for you. I am a contributing partner to Monster Jobs, which is not only one of the biggest job boards on the planet, but they are one of the oldest and still standing internet companies on the planet, which is a huge honor and a huge blessing. And those are things that have come to me with my level of following. And frankly, if I'm being really honest and transparent with you guys, I could probably be doing more with brand relationships and partnerships and collaborations and things like that. But that's what's possible. And let me tell you, if you guys follow my content on TikTok, and this is the first time I'm mentioning it here on my YouTube, but if you follow me for any length of time, you know that I am a product of homeschooling in a way. I have not set foot in a classroom since I was 11 years old. I don't have a high school diploma. I didn't graduate high school. I don't have a GED. Never got it. Never attended college. I don't have a diploma or a degree. I don't have any certifications. I have nothing. And so what I'm getting at is that topic of education aside, if the goofball homeschooled guy can do what I am doing on TikTok, then you can learn to do it too. So that's that. That's what I wanted to share with you guys. That's our video for today. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and give me a subscribe and a like. Let me know that you appreciate this. And if you have any suggestions or other content or questions that you want to share with me, please leave it in the comments. I'd be happy to address it in the next video or in an upcoming video. It's day 7, so we have 14 more days of this. Plenty of time to address your questions in videos if you would like. So let's leave it at that, and we'll catch you on the next video.